As I read this book about elegance, the best ideas have something missing, I couldn't help but think of the old Ken Blanchard quote when he talks about managers and employees, when he said, it's not what happens when you're there that matters, it's what happens when you're not there. And the idea is that good management stands up whether you're there or not. You can make the same assumptions. Your people are doing the same things when you were not there as you are when you were there. And this book talks about elegance because it's what's not there that makes it elegant. This is the second book by Matthew May. His first one was called The Elegance Solution. And the whole premise of this book is elegance is really the power of the missing pieces. It is what is not there that makes something elegant. And then an application that did come from the book, I don't know how many of you watched the series The Sopranos from HBO, but it had an awful lot of publicity for the final episode. Not quite as much as The Fugitive, and perhaps not even as much as perhaps Friends, but it certainly did have a lot of publicity. And any of you who might have seen that, or certainly might have heard about it, know that what happened in the final seconds of the final show is the screen went blank. And all of a sudden, in a few seconds, the credits started to roll and the show was over. And the universal reaction is, what happened to my TV screen? Well, nothing happened to your TV screen. It was all built in as a design by the producer David Chase, who found that leaving something out became more powerful. Here's the utter simplicity of the nothingness of that black screen exacted stunning power. It riveted and seduced the viewer. By leaving the conclusion open-ended and thus open to interpretation, Chase engaged his audience in an entirely original and altogether different way. One that told his viewers that he respected their intelligence and their creativity. Was the last episode of The Sopranos perfect? No. Perfection implies something finished, something flawless. The show was anything but. It was, however, something perhaps even more powerful. It was elegant. By the way, I'd also say it also made a lot of people mad. We'll take a look at the 4 elements of elegance. And what this book is built on are these 4 parts, all of which you will see deeply imply the idea that something is missing. And again, the premise is that what is not there often trumps what is. Something is elegant if it has 2 things at once. One, it is unusually simple, and secondly, it is surprisingly powerful. One without the other leaves you short of elegant. And it says sometimes the unusual simplicity isn't about what's there, it's about what isn't. And at first glance, elegant things seem to be missing something. So with these 4 elements that you see on your presentation outline are in fact the structure of the book: symmetry, seduction, subtraction, and sustainability. And so Matthew May has a chapter on each of these filled with stories. So whoever wins this book, you will be at no shortage of stories that you can tell people. Even if you haven't lived these things, they are really remarkable stories, and I'll try to share some of them with you here today. And you'll notice that Sudoku has all 4 elements. It's symmetrical, it's seductive, it is subtractive, and it is sustainable, because you always want to keep playing it. You always want to see if you can conquer it. And I love this quote: it could not be easier to learn. You don't even need to know how to count. Its one rule can be explained in a single sentence, and it takes but a minute to grasp. Plus, it is universal in nature. Unlike crossword puzzles, which are knowledge-based as well as language-specific. And yet, the underlying complexity behind the logic needed to solve a Sudoku puzzle can be incredibly challenging. And so it is what is missing that makes it elegant. So your task here, of course, is to subtract. It's symmetrical. It's seductive. Elegance, in pursuit of elegance, why the best ideas have something missing. I hope you enjoyed that synopsis of the book.